The NFL draft turned into the Shedeur Sanders show over the weekend. 8772 Radio U. Al, you might have to hold me back on this one.
Oh, boy.
You might have to hold me back.
I'm ready.
Because I'm fired up about Shedeur Sanders.
I'm kind of fired up about it, too, because my Browns drafted him.
Yeah.
All right, but you go.
First of all, so Shedeur Sanders, son of Deion Sanders, NFL legend. He quarterback of Colorado this past season. And he was speculated by many to be going at least in the top 10 of the NFL draft was the kind of possible expectation.
Right.
He wound up falling to the 5th round before he was finally chosen.
It was wild. The fall was crazy.
I want to start by saying I feel bad for Shedeur Sanders.
I was starting to feel bad for him. I was like, somebody pick him already.
Yeah. I feel bad for him because he was chosen by the Browns. But seriously, folks, I do feel bad for him, mostly because I think for all of the favors and good things that Deion Sanders' dad has done for him, I also think it's pretty obvious his dad has done him a major disservice in draft preparation.
Yeah.
Because I think that has to be attributed to the major reason why he fell so far.
Yes.
Is not his on-the-field performance or, characteristics generally. Because I'm sure some of the other guys quarterbacks that went before him in the draft, they're comparable at best, right?
Yeah.
But because Deion Sanders was advising him, there's certain teams we're not going to talk to because we don't even want to go there, that kind of stuff. He seemed not prepared. I know the Giants mentioned in their interview with him that he wasn't prepared. Like he didn't know what he was talking about coming into the interview. He wasn't ready.
No. And
you got to show this is a job interview. For a very high-paying job. Right. You got to be ready and take it seriously.
I think the Giants, the report from the Giants really was the nail in the coffin for Shedeur as far as his fall, because it was obvious they were not happy with how that went. And that just put a sour taste in everyone's mouth.
Yeah.
For Shedeur.
After he was already big time in teams and, telling certain teams like, I just don't even I'm not interested.
Yeah.
You're not that good, man.
Yeah. It's the scouting report on him was not favorable. It said his balls that were like short were fluttering. Some of the deep ones were good. Some of them weren't. And so it's just like overall, you didn't even have that great of a performance, to show to these teams. And you didn't have a great record at Colorado.
Yeah.
So it's like, what legs were you even standing on? It was the legs of your father and your name. That was it. And
then that came around to bite him, I think, definitely for the draft, not just in preparation, but then once you fall out of the first round, it's clear that whatever team is going to draft you is going to draft you as a backup.
Yes.
You're not starting on day one if you don't get drafted in the first round.
Most likely, no.
And if you're drafting a backup as a team, you don't want a backup that's got, for his own personality is one thing, but talking about having Deion Sanders holding press conferences and being out on social media and where, and having all this attention spotlight brought on you, putting dissension in the locker room.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody would be shocked if that's the case that plays out with the Browns or wherever he would have wound up. They were afraid and they're like, we don't need to deal with that. We can draft somebody else that's comparable and not have to worry about all that spotlight and unnecessary attention and division in the locker room.
Right, which is why I'm not exactly happy that the Browns selected him. They ended up trading up to get him because I think they were trying to prevent another team from getting Shedeur, which I'm like, why? It doesn't matter who gets him at this point.
Seriously.
Because also, if you noticed, the Browns selected Dylan Gabriel earlier.
They already had a quarterback in the draft.
They already had a quarterback, and they already have a pretty stacked quarterback room. Like, they have people already way in front of Shedeur as far as the line of succession goes for who is going to be the Browns quarterback. Now, they'll have an honest battle for it. They'll see who's the best, but I would imagine everybody right now is thinking Joe Flacco is going to start opening day for the Browns and the first game for them. But we'll see what happens with Dylan Gabriel. We'll see what happens with Shedeur and Kenny Pickett. There's so many people to choose from. But yeah, I felt bad for him because it just felt like everybody was just kind of taking it out on him. What really made me feel bad for Shedeur was the prank call.
Oh, really?
The prank call made me feel bad.
Because this is where I was going to say, this is one thing I do not feel bad about, is the prank call. And people are saying nonsense about the prank call. Oh, they're going to find out who these boys are. This is going to follow them for the rest of their life. Doing a prank call?
No, I don't think they should get any type of repercussions.
Yeah, it's not a crime. It's not illegal.
No, it's not.
It didn't hurt anybody.
Well, I would argue, there could be some psychological damage, but I just felt bad for him that you could tell in the moment he was excited.
Mm-hmm.
He thought he was about to get drafted by the Saints, and then it's a prank. And, that made me feel bad for him. That was because I wasn't feeling bad.
Yeah.
And then that video went viral, and I was like, okay, I'm starting to feel bad. Like, this is messed up.
I'm not going to give the kids any comedy awards or anything.
No.
I don't think I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, no.
But I'm also college kids prank calling. Like it is kind of a golden opportunity that they got that phone number. And now the investigations come out. Like it was the defensive coordinator of the Falcons had it on his iPad. His son took it and he didn't even know, according to the investigation anyways. And that's how he got this number that was set up just for the draft. But I'm not going to really cry any tears. You know why, too? Because it doesn't seem like Shedeur Sanders is crying any tears. He had a big party at the Hyde Lounge in Dallas with Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Kodak Black, and other stars after getting drafted in the 5th round. So I think he's doing fine. He would be fine if he never got drafted.
Exactly.
His dad is Deion Sanders.
His dad's Deion Sanders. He'll always be fine. And honestly, he would have made more money by staying at Colorado.
And quite frankly, if it was any other industry, too, people are crying all these tears for Shedeur. Oh, it's so sad he didn't get drafted to the 5th round. I'm sorry. In any other industry, he'd be a Nepo baby, and we'd all not like him.
No, I think that is the case. Most people do not like him because he is a Nepo baby.
These people come around, and they're defending him and feeling all sorry for him. I was like, man, if his name wasn't Sanders, you would not care.
No.
While you're here, you should watch more of our videos and subscribe so you don't miss what we do next.